Picture a family gathering. Someone smiles a little too hard. Someone offers advice that lands like a verdict. And your body knows, before your mind does, this isn't really safe. If you've been the black sheep, you've lived this moment for years, and it may have shaped you into someone with rare, quiet gifts. In our last video, when advice feels like control and how to stay calm in your body, we talked about how control can hide inside helpful-sounding words and how your body often reacts first. Today is the same theme, just inside a family system, because in many families, advice isn't guidance, it's a quiet message. Be who we need you to be, or you won't belong. And if you couldn't follow the script, if your nervous system refused to pretend, then you may have been given a role, the difficult one, the sensitive one, the black sheep. Let's make this real. You walk in, you say hello, and your body starts reading the room like it's scanning for exits. Not because you're weak, because you learned the room could turn. A joke could turn into a jab. A compliment could turn into a hook. And sometimes the hook was for you. Families are systems, and systems love stability, even when the stability is painful. So if a family survives by avoiding hard truths, the person who names the truth can get treated like the problem. And that can be heartbreaking. But it can also shape strengths that are, honestly, rare. Before we go further, notice your jaw, just for a second. Let it unclench 1 millimeter. That counts. And they're rare, because most people never had to build them this early. At the table, someone says, "We're just concerned about you." But the tone is sharp, the smile doesn't reach the eyes, and your stomach knows, this isn't concern, that's your first gift. You sense when words and reality don't match. Some people can ignore that mismatch. Black sheep usually can't. Here's the reframe. That isn't you being dramatic. It's accuracy. A small step. Silently name it. Mismatch. Then exhale, a little longer than you inhale. No arguing, no proving, just orienting to truth. Inside your body. At the table, someone says, "We're just concerned about you." But the tone is sharp, the smile doesn't reach the eyes, and your stomach knows, this isn't concern, that's your first gift. You sense when words and reality don't match. Some people can ignore that mismatch. Black sheep usually can't. Here's the reframe. That isn't you being dramatic. It's accuracy. A small step. Silently name it. Mismatch. Then exhale, a little longer than you inhale. No arguing, no proving, just orienting to truth. Inside your body. You notice who interrupts who gets praised, who gets teased, who gets ignored until they perform, and you might call it overthinking. But often, it's pattern recognition built in a high-stakes environment. Your brain learned microsignals to stay safe. Reframe. You're not too much, you're highly trained. Small step. Redirect the scan inward for 3 seconds. Jaw, shoulders, breath. Then ask, what do I need right now? A sip of water, a slower exhale, a tiny break. Then someone tells an old story. Again. The same family joke. The same, "That's just how your father is." The same rewriting of the past to make it easier to swallow. And something inside you quietly stiffens, because you can feel the loop, not just in this room, but across years, maybe decades. This is the third gift. Many black sheep carry what I'll call cycle interrupter energy, not because you want to fight, but because you can't unsee the pattern. You're the one who thinks, if we keep calling this love, we'll keep bleeding. Maybe you're the first person in your family to read about boundaries, to name emotional manipulation, to go to therapy, to stop apologizing for having a nervous system. That's not rebellion for attention. That's an attempt to end the inheritance. Reframe. You may be the person trying to turn pain into wisdom. Small step. One internal vow, simple, specific. I will not pass this forward. And today, that might look like one tiny choice. Not taking the bait, not explaining yourself, leaving 5 minutes earlier, choosing calm over proving. What if your sensitivity isn't the problem, but the early warning system? You feel the room's emotional temperature shift. A laugh gets a little tighter, a silence gets a little sharper, and your body responds before your thoughts catch up. That's sensory intelligence. It can feel exhausting, but it's information. G1 reframe. Sensitivity isn't weakness, it's data. Small step. Give your body an anchor under the table, thumb and fingertip touch, and a longer exhale. A quiet signal. I'm here, I'm with me. Someone makes a joke at someone else's expense, and you feel it. Like a drop in your stomach. Like your chest tightens. That's justice sensitivity. You notice when someone is minimized, dismissed, scapegoated, because you know that feeling from the inside. Reframe. That reaction is integrity, not fragility. Small step. A calm line, if you can. Let's not do that. Or, if speaking costs too much, step away without explaining. You don't have to sacrifice your nervous system to prove you care. Black sheep often become leaders without trying. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind, the kind that changes the energy, by refusing to pretend. Sometimes leadership is just staying steady when others escalate. Reframe. Your presence can be leadership. Small step. Choose one steady behavior at the table. Speak slower. Don't over-explain. Keep your feet on the ground. Let your calm be your sentence.